morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Naomi. This is my husband Duke, and we're here in Michigan to attend another fantasy ball. We've just landed at the Detroit airport. We've just picked up our rental car, and now we have a 4-hour drive all the way to the location of all the events. Why we're doing a 4-hour drive? I asked myself the same thing. I honestly don't know how that ended up, but it did. And I'm not mad about it. I get to road trip through a new state that I've never been to. This is going to be an amazing weekend. It's a beautiful day. No clouds. It's like 70 degrees. It's fresh, which I love. I love when it feels like fall and summer. Where we're coming from, it's been like mid 90s with like humidity. Just horrible. So this is a perfect change. But yeah, so we're going to pick up food real quick because we're starting to get a little hangry. And then we'll go into a little bit more detail of how the weekend's looking. And yeah, let's get this show on the road. So now that we've eaten, we have 4 hours of road trip left and not much else besides the beautiful scenery. But anyway, let's talk about how the weekend is planned out for this specific ball. Back in February, we attended Fantasy Collection Starfall Ball in New Jersey. And that was our first ever ball. So now we have a summer one, which is like a stark contrast to what it was like in February because it was freezing cold, it was snowing, and it was much farther than we've traveled before. So now that we have a little bit more of an understanding of what these balls are like, we were able to plan a little bit more with a little bit more leeway and relaxation. For this weekend's ball is hosted by Rain Revelry in a small town in very northern Michigan called Charlevoix. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And it's neighboring city Petoskey, which has the activities going on. So today, July 18th, we are driving up to the town and we're immediately jumping into their scavenger hunt. So they set up a scavenger hunt for all the attendees where we start at a bookstore and we get like a little punch card and there's clues in every shop's window to visit the next location. So that's already started and it goes through 5 p.m. We will get there about 3 and again it takes 45 minutes, so we should be able to be done with it pretty quickly and hopefully be able to see more of the town. Right after that, from 5 to 8 p.m. is their welcome mixer. So just kind of like a get together of all the attendees and also to check in for all the activities. And it's held at a distillery, which I thought was a really cool idea. And they have complimentary drinks for us. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the town. It's supposed to be really cute to walk through, so I'm looking forward to that. Hope it turns out and we're able to see it. But Rain and Revelry timed the ball with a meteor shower, so I think it would be such an amazing experience if we're able to actually see it, because it will really feel like Starfall. Yeah, and then tomorrow we are doing their marketplace, vendor booths and authors, and dance lessons are happening tomorrow. Yeah, so looking forward to all the cute little trinkets that we might get. I've seen sneak peeks of authors and small businesses putting out their products for the marketplace. Oh, and also looking forward to the swag bags that we get whenever we check in tonight at the welcome mixer. I've seen some sneak peeks of the things that we're going to get in it, and it looks much better than last time. So looking forward to that. See the lake, because it's a lakefront town. Maybe find some Petoskey stones. Rain and Revelry was able to get shuttle passes for people that are staying at a specific hotel, which is the one that we ended up picking. Is a shuttle to the venue. So despite us having a rental car, I felt like having that time of we have to leave by a certain time to get to the shuttle because we paid for it will keep me in check a little bit more so that I'm able to finish everything by that time and then be out the door, and it's a little bit more stress-free. Oh, the venue is Castle Farms in Charlevoix, Michigan, which I'll share about it later, but I had a kind of experience, I guess, well over a decade ago that ties into this now, but I'll get to that at another point. Overall, excited because we got these tickets a year and a half ago in January, so it's been a long time coming. I don't know, just having that existential crisis. I hate time. As the day progresses, I will keep updating and showing what everything looks like, everything that we do, everything that we buy, everybody that we meet. Hopefully make some more bookish friends. But yeah.
Look ahead, the sea is calm, and I know we've been through a lot, but just wait. Wait for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore. Wait for our home to show on the horizon, soon we'll be there. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore. When we can't read the sky, we just sail with the wind that we've got. And when we're drowning in doubt, just keep on believing. We are dreamers of the shore.
Okay, so real quick, we had to rush back to the hotel because we were running out of time to get ready for the mixer. So just tornado around the room, had to shower quickly, touch up makeup, etc. But this is the outfit for the evening. Going with my Valaris sweater that I got from the last Starfall Ball. Little white skirt, flats, and then kind of like the matching jewelry. I love this piece. Rings. Obviously have to bring resand with me. But, oh, there it goes. Resand. And then rocking the same claw clip from last time because it matched the vibe. And then Duke is going a little more terracing themed with this sweater from Old Navy. And that's it, pretty much. On our way to the pumpkin mixer. I just got back from the welcome mixer. Duke decided he was still hungry, so he went to go get some food. But I wanted to show off the tote bag that we got when we checked in. I think they are much better than last balls. Let's go through it. Ooh, some bookmarks. Oh, no, I take it back. That's incense, actually. That's what smells so good. Oh my gosh, that smells amazing. Rose and sultry. Chai tea. That's my favorite drink. All right, and then we got our shuttle passes, as well as little keychain, kind of like to match my sweater. And then some cute little matchbooks. That, of course, has to go with a candle, and it's so pretty. Like the way that it's wrapped is like really thoughtful. The candle is by June Apothecary. I will definitely check them out because this candle is so cute. Look at the detail on that. Meant to smell like paper, musk, cedar, and pepper. And it smells about as good as you think. Pepper is definitely strong in there. And then last but not least, we got the pamphlet of like the walkthrough detail of the weekend, which again, so thoughtful. Like look at the map for the venue. So yeah, that's everything that came in our totes. I really liked the items that we got in this tote bag. I think it was more personal, more cute, more centered for the actual ball. So now that we're back at the hotel, it's like 8 p.m. I know the night is still young, but I am absolutely exhausted. So from here, I'm just gonna prep everything that we use tomorrow so we're not in a rush and we're able to actually enjoy the day. But yeah, that's it for July 18th. We'll continue July 19th. Look what Duke brought back. Yeah! About to have cheese curds in bed and rot to TikTok. It's bright as hell outside and it's 9 p.m. I don't know. I have no think. Good morning. We had to wake up really quickly and rush, even though I promised we had enough time, but we still ended up rushing. But now we're headed to the marketplace festival this morning at the ball venue, which is Castle Farms. So let's go.
Shirt, Zara. Shoes, Zara. Pants, Zara.
All right, heading out again in a rush. Now I gotta figure out how to do my hair. I already had to fight the contacts this morning, and I hate wearing contacts. But I think it looks good. It ended up looking good. And can we take a second to admire the nails? What? Look how pretty they are. I didn't want anything like too detailed. I kind of wanted like simple because I'm not really like a color person when it comes to nails. So having like green, I didn't want to like overpower like the whole nail. So these are the like hair clips that I'm gonna wear today. I know a lot of people are cosplaying, but again, I'm not very good at that. So it's just corset. Yeah, I will get it down. But it's just corset, cottagecore look today, and then these tracking clips. Okay. Does it look like this side is right up, or?
I'm gonna say yes. I don't corset, so I don't have a course in it. Horns you wear on the head.
No, they just like come around your head a little.
Oh. Well, that's kind of what I meant. Them satchels make you go broke.
I love flower crowns. Awesome. There's a candle I was talking about. Thank you.
Sick.
Look at the journal. I love anything that's leather. Look at that leather corset thing. You see it with the tag? That's pretty. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's actually really pretty. Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah. Recording.
Oh, good. I think it might be the end of that one though. I might never use it either because it's so cute. Do like a little practice. Okay.
Yes.
Right?
Remember. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Out. And then flat.
Yes. There you go. And then hold. And then bring this one over.
Oh. Then I have to step to the side. Bum, 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 bum. Like this. And then it's 1, 2, 3. So maybe not do.
Alright, everyone, we are going to start our.
Maybe not do the cuddle one.
Mm-hmm.
Or save like the cuddle one for like the finale.
Yeah. We're leaving the castle from the marketplace. Gotta go back to the hotel and get ready. And we'll be back in a few hours. Where are we going?
Calvers.
Alright, so we made it back to the hotel, showered. Now we have like 4 hours to get ready. I gotta start with hair because I have, well, not a lot of hair, but it's extremely long and it's really hard to deal with sometimes. But I can't bring myself to cut it. So I gotta start with that. And then I gotta do makeup, steam the dress, etc., etc. So, excess of hair curled. It's not gonna hold very long. My hair never does, but whatever. Now time to start makeup. And it's raining. So. I also decided I had a spur of the moment choice, since we couldn't figure out what to do with the middle of here. We didn't want to do like a full shirt or anything. I decided to paint him. Kind of like kept the swirls going.
I don't think you can really see it.
Yeah, so see, it's not that big of a problem. So like, since it's gold, I just kept like the swirls going and did it on his hands too. I don't know what I was thinking, but it was I don't know. It's so pink. Now time for the dress. I think this is the best pace we've ever gotten ready at.
Don't jinx it. At every single button.
I can see Aylin wearing something like this. All right, we are totally ready and still have like a half hour to spare, which is absolutely amazing. Probably the craziest part of this weekend. But yeah, so green eyeshadow, a little bit of gold on the corners right there. I got this circlet off of Etsy. I can't remember what the seller was, but it's really, really pretty. It ties in the back, so it's not like clasp or anything. And then I added like some chain to it to match the chains on my dress. It's all green, obviously. Yeah, come on, let's see the outfit. And this is the outfit. I got the dress off of JJ's House, I think the website is, has a whole cape and everything. I'm a sucker for capes. And then I added the chains on the side, and even though I had it custom made, it's still like a tad too long, so I'm still gonna have to be holding it. Like, train length to the dress is perfect. It looks very regal. And then for Duke, rocking the gold paint, I got his jacket off of Amazon, and then he's got like riding equestrian boots, I think. So now we are ready for the ball. It's a school bus. Cord. I'm guessing spring cord. I'm guessing that's the summer cord. The liquid starlight.
I'd like to introduce to you some of the mystical beings that made this magical event possible. We have Corey as our master shadows. Sammy, Lady Death Dawson as our Lord of Bloodshed. Bree as our effervescent Moor. And Emily our beloved High Lady, and none other than Tyler James, our Knight of Triumph.
Okay, we finally made it to the hotel. It's like 12:30 a.m. Super, yeah, time went by so fast. It was like a 6-hour event and then it just flew by. Had a great time, right? And we will debrief more when I have more brain cells working. Good morning. It is July 20th. Today we're gonna explore the town a little bit more because we didn't get the chance to do it more thoroughly for the scavenger hunt. And then there was a coffee shop that I liked that I wanted to stop by as well. And then we're just gonna continue on the 4-hour drive back to Detroit and then home. Chai latte with coffee ice cubes. Tusky stones we didn't get to find at the actual lake.
Tell me, lover, now that you made your change, was your soul rediscovered? Was your heart rearranged?
Quick detour to the lake because how can you miss this?
Did you lose that longing now for a walk through an ocean town? 'Cause this town's just an ocean now. You don't hate the summers, you're just afraid of the space, asking strangers for answers to forget what they say. A boat beside a dock in the sunlight, nothing but the water in the sunrise now, just the lack of an open mouth.
So now that we are home, let's talk about everything that we liked, everything we didn't like, everything that we loved, and everything that we bought. Overall, our experience with the Rain and Revelry Ball weekend. So in the beginning of the video, I had mentioned that I had a like experience or connection with the venue so many years prior. So let me get into that a little bit more. 2011, I'm a happy, hopeful little 11-year-old who was, obsessed with fashion and aesthetic and girliness at the time. So that year was when Prince William and Kate were getting married. So, royal weddings were all the rave. But for some reason that summer, I had decided to buy that summer's edition of the Not Bridal magazine, which if you see it is just like all wedding stuff. I don't know why my 11-year-old was obsessed with that at the time. But anyway, I had bought that issue. And in that issue, there was an article about how you can make your wedding royal and regal too, and venues around the US that have that royal feel, so like castles and like big mansions and stuff. Anyway, this was the edition. You can see up there in the corner, summer of 2011. I don't know why I bought it, but I did. And in it is the article on royal venues, basically. So it's like pick your own regal venue or whatever. And as a kid, if you're looking at these kind of magazines, you always pick like, oh, I would do that, or I would pick that place, or I wouldn't do that, or I'd do that differently, or whatever. Anyway, so looking at all the venues, I was like, oh, I would do that one, or I wouldn't do that one. And one of the venues that was in there was Castle Farms. And I just thought it was so gorgeous. Obviously, like, the Biltmore and stuff is in there too, which is amazing. But I don't know what it was about Castle Farms that really caught my eye or attracted me, and I was like, that's gorgeous. I would do that there. And then years later, when it was time to like plan our wedding. I had considered it very briefly, but I was like, we don't have any family that lives in the area, so that wouldn't make sense. And that was that. Like, I completely forgot about it until last January when all the videos of Rain Revelry's ball started popping up on my feed. When the venue was announced, I was like, I remember that venue from somewhere, but I couldn't remember from where. And I was just like going through all my memories, and then it clicked. And then I remembered that it was in that magazine, and I was like, it's absolutely meant to be. I've known about it since 2011, and some 15, 16 years later or so, I'm revisiting this. There's no way. And yeah, so seeing it in person and actually getting to be there and, seeing more than just that picture from years ago was, I don't know, it was an unreal experience. Besides that, when we arrived for the scavenger hunt, everything was amazing. I mean, the town was extremely cute, just as cute as I thought it was, if not more. And then the scavenger hunt went off like really, really great. Actually, we ended up doing the scavenger kind of backwards because we were not very good at reading and understanding the clues. But on the card, it says the next stop to go to. So we just kind of went off of that. So I know in the video, it shows like the next stop doesn't make sense with the clue. I'm so sorry. We kind of did that backwards. And then the welcome mixer was amazing. I loved the venue selection for that. It was, I don't even know how to explain it. Besides everybody that was there, you'd have to be there to understand how it was. It was like, weather was perfect. It was fresh. There was like space for everybody. The check-in line was kind of long when we first got there, but it went super smoothly. The whole staff was like really kind. The drinks at the welcome mixer were really, really good. Duke had gotten like a healthy version of a vodka seltzer, which personally I'm not a fan of seltzers, but he is, and he loved it so much that he was really disappointed to find out that they only sell that brand in the Illinois, Michigan area, so we didn't get any at home. So he's kind of sad about that. But otherwise, like, it was really, really fun. There was activities inside, like cornhole and stuff like that. So many places to sit and lounge around. I saw like pool tables and darts. And so you were never really bored. Plus, there was food options at the distillery, but you had to like buy it. It wasn't complimentary. That was also pretty good. Like, we got these slider burgers and onion rings, which were really good. So that was fun. So up until that point, we've been having a great time. So yeah, the following day for the marketplace at the venue, so Castle Farms, which was so great. I feel like the space that they did the market was a little small given the amount of people that were there. So it was pretty crowded most of the time, and the lines were super long, and because they were long, they didn't have like anywhere to go, so it was like crowding everything. So I feel like the location could have been a little better, but either way, like, I still had so much fun. And I apologize for the audio being kind of for that. Me and these microphones are having a tough time in it, but I will figure it out, I promise. But yeah, I got a couple of goodies, but I'm a little ADHD, so I couldn't like focus on one thing for too long because I was like trying to see everything and get one of everything, but at the same time trying to like get videos and pictures of the venue from the inside, and then trying to make it to the dance class, which was like at 10 before we had to leave at like 11, and there was just so many things going on. So I didn't get to get as much as I had hoped, but I did get a couple things. I didn't get to show them previously, but here they are. Obviously I didn't get the tote bag from there. This I got from Barnes & Noble. Shout out for the super cute Akatar tote bag. I mean, look at that. But anyway, let's go through the few things that I did get. So at the market, I had mentioned that there was a candle booth that I had seen, and I really wanted their candles. But again, I was rushing, and I was just like way too in the moment. And when I was smelling the candles, I was like, oh, these all smell amazing. I got the Riesling candle, of course. Everything's Riesling around here. But yeah, I got the Riesling candle from Arcane Candle Company. It's super cute. It's like purplish black all on the inside, and it's meant to smell like seafoam, lotus flower, and driftwood, which I can see Riesling smelling like. But while I was there, I guess like all the smells were a little overpowering, so when I smelled it, I thought it was super good, and obviously I bought it on the spot. But now that I'm home, I'm very sensitive to like strong smells because they give me a headache really, really quickly. So I was like, this is a little strong. It's good. It's a good smell, don't get me wrong, but it's just strong for me. So I know I'm not going to light it very often. well, one, to keep it looking that pretty, and then two, not to, risk a headache. But otherwise, super cute. I loved it. Included a clip of me at the June apothecary table where I did get the Akatar candle. I mean, super cute. Look at that. Like all the details that are Akatar related, and it smells absolutely amazing. It smells like spice, jasmine, cedar, and night mist, and it smells super good. It's like it's very creamy. You can definitely smell the jasmine and the spice in that. But yes, I will not be lighting this because I want to preserve it for as long as I can. And then also from June Apothecary, I did get the Akatar shirt. I saw it and I was like, I have to. And then I also did get a couple stickers because I love stickers. Like, if that's one thing that's like my thing, it's probably stickers. I love collecting stickers. So I got these. I mean, look at that. Petoskey is so cute. I'm going to put these in my scrapbook page for the trip. I also got this sticker from the book shop. Look how cute that is. I just got this one because it was cute, but I also got it from one of the scavenger hunt stops, and this little romanticy that's going on my water bottle. And that was all the stickers that I got. That was all the things that I did get at the marketplace and in the shops around the town. Again, unfortunately, I didn't get to buy as much as I wanted because A, the lines were a little long, and B, I was kind of in a rush. Unfortunately, we didn't get to make it to the dance class for ourselves. I think we were like one of the few people that were left out because they were like, oh, we've already got a certain number of people there. And I was kind of bummed because that was the last class that we could have made it to before we had to head back to the hotel. But I just kind of stood on the sidelines, recording to learn separately, which we did in that separate little courtyard. That was like, meh. Whatever. Like, I'm not upset that I like missed it. Then the actual ball, when we were picked up by the school bus shuttle, that was around 4:30 when we had left the hotel. The venue, Castle Farms, was maybe 15 minutes from where we were staying. So we got to the venue by like 4:45. But for general admission, the doors don't open until 5:30. So I don't know if it was intentional that we were picked up that early or if that was like a mistake on their part. But when we arrived, the bus driver was told by the people that were at the entrance. They were telling him that since general admission doesn't go until 5:30, we had to wait. And again, this is 4:45, and he was like, okay, but what do I do with all the guests? Like, are they allowed to get off the bus, or do we have to wait? And it was just like a back and forth for like 5-10 minutes of trying to figure out what to do. So we were like, why get picked up so early if we're just gonna wait in a bus or something? And he was finally able to work it out with the people. Again, we weren't allowed to go until 5:30, so he gave us the option of either staying and chilling on the bus till then, or like we could get off. So that was a little annoying, having to wait outside the main doors till 5:30, getting wet because unfortunately it did end up raining. The one time of the weekend that it was not supposed to rain, the bottom of my dress was wet up to my knees or something. So that was not fun, having to drag around wet fabric. The whole thing with the shuttle was kind of meh because once we did get into the venue, all the issues were forgotten because, again, venue from the inside, gorgeous. As soon as we walked in, there was like a table set up for one of the vendors from the marketplace. I think they were selling jewelry. I didn't get a good look at them, unfortunately, but I think they were selling jewelry. And then just past them was this like photo station where you can sit on these thrones and you get your picture taken and a strip of photos, and you get one sent to you to your phone. So that was really cool. Got to do that like as soon as we walked in. And then we just headed to the dining area to pick up a table. In the time that we were waiting outside to be let into the ball, some of our shuttle mates had come up to us and just started chatting, and both Duke and I were like, ah! Because we wanted more people to talk to that are also book people, but we're not very good at approaching first because we don't really know what to do or talk more than just the average how did you find out about this, or what books are you into kind of thing. After that, it's just kind of like, what do I say type thing. So we really appreciated this couple that came up to us and started chatting with us. Made it a little bit easier, a little bit more relaxing to chat with. And then once we were inside, we were like, should we sit together? So yeah, we found a table to all sit together. Like time before dinner, we spent walking around like the courtyards, which were set up to represent all 7 courts of Prithian. So there was like photo stations of each court decorated for each respective court. So, like super cute. All the courts was like a very, very inclusive thing that I thought was like super cool, because if you're gonna name it the Starfall Ball, I would hope that there'd be more ACOTAR things related, which this time there was. Everything throughout the whole weekend was ACOTAR related. So everything from like all the cards for the scavenger hunt, all the clues, then later at the mixer, all the drinks were named after ACOTAR, all the drinks at the ball, just everything was ACOTAR theme, which I love. I was like, this is what I wanted to see. We got to explore majority of the venue. If, as far as I know, they were the first like corporate, I think, event that rented the entire venue. So we got to see every single part of it, which was awesome. Like, this is such a gorgeous venue. I want to see more of it. And we did get to. We got to see everything. I loved the harp. That was such a nice touch. I don't love music blaring when I'm having dinner, because I want to be able to talk to my table mates, you know? So like the soft harp in the background, which is such a nice touch, just hearing like the nice little classical music. And then the bars at the ball, I think was just 3 from what I saw, at least for general admission. 1 in each dining room and then 1 at the like dessert area. So not a lot in the way of drinks, but the ones that they did have, I think we went through several of the liquid starlight ones. Well, those were very, very good and strong, which for my lightweight self was great, because I only had to like drink 1 and I was good for the night. But yeah, I feel like the bar could have been a little bit better. I know for the last ball that we went to, there was bars everywhere and they had a lot going on. As far as food went, the menu that was displayed at the beginning of the table had different items than what was actually served. So I saw something about like red potatoes and like Brussels sprouts and stuff, which when we got to the buffet, I didn't see any of that, but it was whatever. I mean, food is food. The food was good. It was just like a wedding food. My only takeaway from that was the brisket. The brisket is actually really good. So the food could have been a little bit better at our last ball. I'm sorry to compare a lot to the last ball, but that's all I have to compare it to. You know, we've only been to 2 balls so far. But the last ball had a plethora of choices. It was just like extensive. That was probably the best part of that ball, was the many choices of food that we could have had. But yeah, so food and drink were good. Like, they weren't bad, but could have been a little bit better. Dinner went great. We got to chat with our bus mates at the table, and they had also recruited a couple more people to sit at our table, so that was really fun. Shout out to Danielle and Josh, the couple that first approached us, who then brought in Cole and Morgan, and then Jen. So if you guys are watching this, know that I really appreciate you for chatting with us and hanging out with us. You will be remembered fondly. And yeah, I hope we see each other at future balls, because y'all were really fun. So after dinner wrapped up, we were directed to one of the other courtyards. It was connected to the courtyard where the dancing was going to take place. So once we walked into the dessert area, you know, there was like another bar, and towards the back there was like sitting tables. But the dessert spread, oh my god, one of the most gorgeous things that I've seen ever, probably. The amount of detail that went into each dessert was amazing, and everything was like blue, white, silver themed to again fit the Starfall aesthetic. The chocolate covered Oreos, they had like geode gems at the top that were also candy. I mean, oh my gosh, that was so fucking cute. The cake pops were like covered in glitter, and like the chocolate covered strawberries were all like blue and white and stuff. Just like amazing. Y'all keep doing that. Do that again for each of your other events. That was, I don't even know how to explain it, but it was amazing. So great job on the dessert spread. And after that, dancing had already kind of started, but again, the areas were connected. So once you walk out of the dessert area, you could walk out immediately to the courtyard where all the dancing was taking place. I wasn't a big fan of the fact that the DJ was like right at the door. I feel like it could have been put somewhere else to like evenly spread the music everywhere, and it's not blaring at you when you're walking in and out of the dessert area. The actual courtyard for the dancing was big. There was a lot of space, and at the far end of it was this like tower where you can, go up the stairs to the top and be on the roof and look out into the courtyard. Again, super cool. After a little while, they did the presentation of the cast. Azrael came out with Lane, and then it was casting with Nesta and Moore and Amran walked out together, and then lastly it was Rhysand and Feyre. I thought it was kind of awkward the way that turned out. Them just standing towards the wall, just standing their way in to be announced was kind of weird. And the way that they walked out, it was like initial woos, and then like halfway down it just kind of died down. So it was like, I don't know. It was just kind of awkward. I feel like it could have used a little bit more flair because these are cast, the inner circle. I feel like for Rhysand and Feyre or something could use like a fog machine with like black fog. You know how like if you read the books, you know how Rhysand is. Whenever he appears, it's like in this black shadow and like I don't know, lightning or something. I don't know. I'd have to reread the books, but I feel like it could use like some black fog and like a glitter cannon or something. Would have been cooler, but it was whatever. So on that note, I feel like if you're gonna have the Bat Boys as part of cast, make them look like they're going to a ball. Every casted cosplayer that I see going to these balls, they never look like they're going to the ball. They always look like they're like right off the sparring mat or like just came back from some battle or something, because they're always in like the leathers and stuff, which is cool. Obviously that's how we see them throughout the books. But if it's a formal event where everybody else is dressed up, also dress up a little bit. It'd be kind of cool to see them not in how we're used to seeing them. Dress them up a little bit, give them that like Azrael or Cassian flair to each of their costumes or outfits. It was so cool to see them in person. For the cosplaying, I loved seeing everybody's outfits for the ball. A lot of people had like wings, feathered wings, fairy wings, bat wings, but my favorite one that I saw of the night, I didn't get to approach her and tell her that I loved her outfit, but if you happen to see this, know that I loved your Feyre cosplay. It wasn't your usual Feyre cosplay because she was in Feyre's ugly wedding dress from Akamath. And I thought that was so unique. Like, I've never seen that before in any of these kind of events. So she was wearing Feyre's ugly wedding dress, and I was like, when I first saw her, I was like, that's an interesting outfit. But then I pieced it together, and I was like, she's top tier. She's very niche to wear that. That's more the kind of cosplay I want to see. Are these things, the scenes that you don't really remember. But yeah, so once the dancing started, a dance that you could take the class for during the market was, the first dance to happen. But it went like very, very quickly, so we didn't really get like a heads up, I guess. The DJ was like, all right, if you learned this dance, come to the dance floor. If not, like, step back. And they immediately went into the music. So I was like, shoot, Duke had decided at that moment that he needed to use the bathroom. So I was like looking around for him, and then also looking for a place to like put down the camera to like record everything. But by then it was like halfway through the song, and I was like, well, I missed it. And that was it. Like, it was just very fast. Like, it just ended and that was it. But my biggest concern is that whenever there's fantasy ball, there's never a lot of ball music. When I imagine ball and ball gowns, elegance, I imagine, twirling in my ball gown, all these like twists and turns and just like beautiful ball dancing. But at these balls, there's not a lot of that kind of music. So there's never really any like waltz or, slow dancing or any of that, which is what I envision when I think fantasy ball. So that first learned dance was kind of the only portion of the night that you could do that kind of dancing. After that ended, I kind of already had that feeling. I was like, it's not going to happen again. And sure enough, it didn't. So that was kind of disappointing. Like, I want to be able to dance that kind of dance at a ball. Also on that, the music wasn't that great. I feel like for these kind of events, they just kind of type party music into a playlist and go with that. While the music wasn't the worst, it wasn't the best either. If I'm going to a fantasy ball, I'm not imagining Hot to Go or Pink Pony Club. While it's fun music, I don't see it as dancing music. I feel like that's a kind of songs that can be omitted. I get that they're like a crowd pleaser. I could do without it, you know? Even if that was the music that was selected, I wouldn't have as much of a problem with it if the DJ did a little bit better of blending them. So while listening to Party in the USA or Low by Flow Rida, if that's playing, I'm not gonna have as much of an issue with it if you're blending it into the next song better. I'm okay listening to that kind of music, but I don't want to hear the full 3-4 minute version. If you get a minute into it and then blend it into the next one, that'd be cool. I feel like if you're gonna put in all this thought and detail into these balls, also do that for the DJ. Not saying that it was a bad DJ, because they did get the crowd going, which I like. Any DJ, just, you know, cut down the music a little bit. Really, that's my only big disappointment of the weekend, is that at these balls I keep not being able to jump in and dance because it's not music that I want to jump around to, or it's just not ball music that I want to twirl to. It was a little upsetting that it rained the one day it wasn't supposed to that weekend. So being wet, like my dress was wet the whole time, that really sucked. Because the following day it was back to perfect. So it's like the one couple hour increment of the weekend that it wasn't supposed to, it rained. At the end of the night, I was like, it's actually kind of funny. It truly was a night of rain and revelry. So I was like, it was kind of meant to be. The whole night was amazing. Very little to complain about. Overall, I think I give the weekend like a solid 8.5 out of 10. It was much, much better this time around. I really, really loved it. I would definitely do another one of Rain and Revelry's events in the future. 8.5 out of 10. Just point deductions, half because of the rain. I know they had no control over that, but that was just something that I was like, that's a bummer. Food and the music was the other 2 points. But overall, still absolutely amazing. If you get a chance to go to one of their events, do, for sure. So our next event is in September. It's Fantasy Collection again, same company from our February ball, but this time it's going to be in San Francisco, California, and we're very, very excited for that because we've never been to San Francisco and we really want to, get to know the area, do stuff in the city. Stay tuned for that one. Thanks for following along on this trip of ours, and I hope to see you around for the next one.